until every possible effort had been expended to make money that day. So I'd go to work, you know, in a tie, and my objective was to 9 till noon, make calls, 1 till 5, do interviews. I had to do 3 a day, 15 a week. If I did 15 by the end of Friday night, then I got to take Saturday afternoon and Sunday off. If I didn't hit 15 by Friday night, I had to work Saturday. And if I didn't hit 15 interviews done by Saturday, I had to work Sunday afternoon, and I hated working Sundays. So I tried to make sure everything that I could do, I had 15 interviews done, where I sat down in front of somebody and I told them this story. Now I know what some of you are thinking, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. Think about what we're trying to accomplish here. In 3 to 5 years of your life, we're trying to get you to the place where you can live for the rest of your life on residual income. Do you know how many people on the planet accomplish that? Almost none. It's almost impossible in our world to do that. Most people work till they retire, and now today, a lot of people work till they die. And so we're trying to do something that only a tiny fraction of people on this planet will ever do. So don't say to me it sounds like work. What do you think it is? If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? We don't want everybody doing this. Imagine if everybody was rich. You pull into 7-Eleven in your Ferrari. Some guy pulls in with his Ferrari. You go, hey, nice Ferrari. What do you do for a living? Oh, I work here at 7-Eleven. Doing Slurpees. I'm like, we don't want everybody rich. If everybody was rich, who would wash my car? Who would cut my lawn? Who would clean my house? Who would cook my meals at restaurants? We don't want everybody rich, right? So when somebody says to you, I don't want to be rich, what they really are saying, I don't want to join Primerica, or your thing sucks, or this looks like a pyramid. What they're saying is, I don't want to be rich. You go, whew, thank you. You'll be cutting my lawn. So, make money. Make money. Make money. If you focus on making money, double digiting, and getting good in this business, you cannot lose. If you really knew the backgrounds, if you could have seen us before we succeed in this business, you would have looked at us and said, nah, nothing special about that person. Just like some people say about you. But you see, what we did is we all did the same thing. We all worked, we all focused on making money, and we all got good in this business. I wish I could tell you something different, but there isn't. Some people say to me, well, I don't like working evenings. I'm like, well, then this one's not for you. Don't say, you pull out a card and, you know, the 3 of clubs comes out, and the 3 of clubs always says, I don't like working evenings. And you go, oh, well, then how about you don't have to work evenings and I'll go and do all your appointments for you? No! You say, oh, thank you. Give me a name list, not for you. Next, 2 of clubs. 2 of clubs says, I don't do, Saturday mornings I have bowling, and I've been doing bowling for 15 years, and my guys would just be upset with me if I quit bowling. I'm the #1 bowler on the team, and so I can't do bowling. Go, oh, you're at 2 clubs, no problem, thank you. And you just go through the deck, right? Quit worrying about, I've got to make everybody successful. That's not what we're here for. We get paid to find aces. And how do you find the aces? Driving deep. This business is not about going wide forever. It's about drilling oil wells. When I find somebody who's willing to give me some names and willing to come with me on a few appointments so that I can get 3, my job is to drill an oil well into that business. And when do I stop drilling the well? When it runs out of oil. So every morning when you wake up, if you've been here for a while, you've probably got people in your team that are not senior reps. Let me tell you when you're done in Primerica, when every single person on your team gets to senior rep. Then you're finished. You never have to worry about it again. When will that happen? It can never happen, right? So you can also be done when you're financially independent. But if you woke up every day and you looked, see, I had this chart, and I get all our guys to do this. We got a chart on the wall. I want it on in their bedroom or on their mirror in their bathroom, so that every morning it's got their circle chart. And what is a chart of every single person in their team, and so they can look at it and see who on their team 2 levels, 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels down, doesn't have 3 recruits, isn't a senior rep. That's their job then, to get down there and get them to senior rep. You don't need 100 people. You only need 3. Everybody can get 3, right? Every single person can get 3. Yeah? 5? Oh, my stinking pictures. I forgot about that. So here's what happens when you do this, okay? Because this is what I look at. I believe, you know, I think we've only got 1 shot at this deal. I don't think I'm coming back. I was in Kathmandu for a month, or Nepal for a month, and they believe that I'm coming back. You know, they think you're going to come back as something, and I'm like, I don't think I am. I think this is it. And if I do, that'd be great, but I think that we got 1 shot at this deal. How am I going to spend my life? Doing what I want to do, or what somebody else wants me to do? So, I love this. It was a commercial that says, one day your life will flash before your eyes. Make it worth watching. Make the movie good. Primerica was built to finance a great life. It's just a year in the life. It's like my last 18 months of my life. So, you know, anybody want to walk on the Great Wall of China? Wouldn't that be cool? I did. I hiked 2 days on the Great Wall of China. That was fun. And then I actually jumped over it. And then I came back and I went to Valencia. I did 3 weeks on the coast of Spain. What a spectacular! I have no idea why you live here whatsoever. I do not understand it. But okay, so one of the greatest cities in the world. I love Valencia and the whole coast there. And I went there to fight in La Tomatina, the world's biggest tomato fight. And it was wild. You know, 30,000 people in the street, pushing, shoving, fist fighting, throwing tomatoes. You're supposed to squish them before you throw them. Some people didn't know that. And so it was a wild, crazy experience doing that. And then in December, I went to Hawaii, took my dad over there, we golfed. And then in New Year's, I spent New Year's in Tofino on the west coast of Vancouver Island. Spectacular resort I was at. And then I came back and I went to Nepal for the month of April. And I spent the month of April. I went there to do the base camp at Mount Everest, hike to the base camp. And I ended up meeting a number of Primerica, ex-Primerica recruits there. But you know, went for the whole month of April. I was gone for the whole month of April. Made $52,000. They put $52,000 in my bank account that month. Isn't that a cool deal? And it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Hiked all day long. Finally got up to Kalapatar, and that's Mount Everest right there in the background. And you know, it was a really cool experience. This is one of my RVPs, Matt Hackman, and my brother-in-law Mike. He's married to my sister, who's an RVP, and we went and did this thing together. Where else in Primerica could you take just a whole month? All of us to take a whole month to take off and go. And unfortunately, Mike, that was the last of his journey. He got helicoptered out. He had altitude sickness, and so 2 guys had to leave by helicopter, and Matt and I were left. And then we went to the jungles and spent a week looking for tigers on elephant, and you know, and had a fun experience. And I came back, and then I just got back from Iceland 3 weeks ago, where I was hiking the volcanoes there and the glaciers, and it was a spectacular place. And then I'm just getting ready to go to Hawaii. Got a condo in Hawaii for the month of December, and I got flying my parents there, my daughter, my grandson, and you know, my nephew just graduated from school, so I'm bringing him over, and my sister. We're all doing a big family deal there. And then I'm back from Hawaii, January 4th, I think I'm back. And you know, Brendan and I are talking about, hey, maybe we should head to South Africa in January, swim with great white sharks. So I might do that in January. And in February, we're back in Hawaii for the damn company trip. It kind of gets in the way, and then I'm back from that, and then I'm off to Belgium, where I'm doing the beaches of Normandy. Anyway, I got a lot of things to do. I've got this life list on my website, and I'm always looking for, okay, I'm sitting down right now saying, oh, what am I doing next year? I just turned 50 this year. And man, I'm running out of time. No, I am. I got so many things to do. So I got a couple big things I'm working on for next year. Exploring the Antarctic with National Geographic, and that's 30 grand to do that. And then the other one is go to Russia, because you can fly a MiG fighter jet in Russia, a MiG-29, to the edge of the atmosphere. You can see the curvature of the Earth at the top of the MiG-29. That's $26,000. And, you know, it's close as I can get to space without getting up into space. But that'll be a cool thing. And then in April of 2015, I'm just beginning to train to make an attempt on Mount Everest. I didn't climb at the top. I only did the base camp. It was 19,000 feet where I went. The top is 29,000 feet. And so I'm just getting back into shape to be able to do that. It's $70,000 to make an attempt. 1 in 3 people who start actually make it to the top. It's not that the rest die. Only 1 in 10 die. I keep telling my mom, it's way better now. It's like, I don't want you to die. Only 10% die, you know. And listen, most of them who die on the way down, so you're going to get that damn good picture. That's really what you're going there for. I want to take my Primerica Freedom Lives Here banner on the top of Mount Everest and take that picture. And so, because that's why I do this. I do this to do that. That's why we do this, to do that. But if you don't get financially independent here, you can't do this. And then that just sucks. Why do that if you can't do this? Right? And so sit down and figure out why you need to make a lot more money than you're making right now. And that'll start to empower you and motivate you to start thinking about, I got a double digit and get damn good at this business and quit fooling around with this thing. And get serious about it. And every day I got to go out and prospect and pick up names and do the nasty, ugly things the average, common 4 of spades won't do. Even the 9 of hearts won't do it. A king won't even do it. But I'm an ace. And so I'll go and do what everybody else won't do so that I can live like everybody else won't live. Listen. I love that people fall. I love comments. People make comments on my Facebook and stuff like that. It's fantastic. I do it for Primerica. I do it to sell the dream. To say, not to say, look at me. I do it to say, look at what this opportunity will provide. And if you'll do what I do, then I want to follow you on Facebook. In fact, hell, why don't you come with me on some of these trips? Right? I got some amazing things, some crazy things that I do, and every time I go somewhere, I meet people that say, "Hey, have you heard of this crazy thing that you can do?" And I'm like, "I didn't hear about that." And, you know, I met a guy the other day. He's a photographer that goes up to Alaska every October, gets in a little boat in a little Eskimo village on the Arctic Ocean, and takes this tiny little boat over to this island where there's a whole ton of polar bears, and he photographs these polar bears as they're coming out to try and eat them. I'm like, I gotta do that. That'd be awesome. So, I don't want to die in rush hour. I don't want to have a heart attack sitting on my desk looking at my Visa bill. When I die, it's because I'm going to get eaten by something, or crash, and I don't want to die soon, but I mean, I want to live life. You know what I mean? This is available to everybody here. You're only 36 to 60 months away from this being your life. I hope you do it. It's been fun talking to you.